Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Mosk Podcast show this Tuesday morning. I am your host, Ethan Moskowitz, and thank you for coming on to our first ever episode. Here on this show, we talk about New York sports like NBA, MLB, anything that's going on related to New York sports. Um, Today, I have a special guest, Vincenzo Spiniello, and we're going to talk about what's going on with New York sports, Nets and Knicks, some football playoffs, and the Super Bowl coming up. So highly anticipated, and we'll get into that a little bit today. So Vincenzo, how you doing this morning?
I'm good, Ethan. How about you, my man?
Pretty good, pretty good. Excited to talk some like New York sports and some NFL playoffs.
Oh yeah, definitely. With my Eagles in the Super Bowl now, it's gonna be a great time.
There you go. There you go. So yeah, you want to start with we'll start with the little NBA today.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, we'll start with the Knicks then. Knicks have been so up and down this season.
hmm
Mostly up of late, I would say. You got like a couple of all stars. Potential all stars. Like you got Jalen Brunson coming in over the off season. Like he's come in and fits so well in the hostile environment, I would say.
hmm
He's played really well. And
Yeah,
what do you think about the Brunson addition? It's like
yeah. No, the
awesome.
Brunson edition has been working out. The only thing I gotta say about the Knicks though is that they're so up and down. They lose the games that they're not supposed to lose. They lose against like the low tier teams, and then they compete against some of the best teams. Like they beat Boston a few nights ago in overtime, and which was a great game. And they beat them in Boston, but then they lose all these games to like these low tier teams, and they're just very inconsistent. Brunson's been good. RJ Barrett's been up and down. He'll have like a 45-point game, and then it's just be non-existent in some games. So yeah, it's just a hard team to figure out right now. But yeah.
Agree. He's been on the rise the last couple games, I would say.
hmm
Yeah, shooting the three much better now. His overall game it's a little more mature, but he needs some work on his game a lot. What do you think about like Julius Randle and stuff? Do you think he's back like to his All Star form and all that?
I think so. It has been showing of late. Yeah, and I caught a little bit of that Celtics game too, and he went off against a great defensive team, a great just all around team. Had like 37 and 10. I'm pretty sure. I know he had like 37. That game went to overtime. But yeah, Julius Randle had a down year last year. Didn't really do much last year. Then all the Knicks fans, all the Nick faithful were like they want to trade this guy. And now they're talking about him being a potential all-star and all that. So yeah, he's just showing out lately, and I'm happy for him. I like Julius Randle. He's a good guy.
And totally. The last thing I wanted to say is lately they've been like really missing their defensive side of things.
hmm
Mitchell Robinson has been a
hmm
killer on defense.
hmm
Blocking shots all over the place. He's gonna miss about a month. Do you think that will
Yeah,
affect them in a lot of ways?
yeah, definitely. He's one of the best rim protectors in the league, to be honest. And this was a problem last year, like him staying healthy. He's just got to stay healthy, and the Knicks would be a more consistent team. He's a great defensive piece. Rim protection is you got to give it an A+. He's just his length just adds so much, and he can really stay with most of the top tier guys in the league. So yeah, they need Mitchell Robinson, and yeah.
Right. So yeah, we'll see how they can handle without him in the next like few weeks, I guess, till he gets back. But
hmm
yeah, they definitely miss his presence, I think. And I don't know. Talking about the trade deadline, I don't know if they need to do too much, but they need to do something probably to get them over a certain hump.
hmm
You would say?
Yeah, what pieces do you think are on the move for the who they looking to trade?
Maybe like they're like the players they don't play that much. Like they're role players like the guy Cam Reddish
Okay.
stuff like that. Maybe
Yeah.
quickly, but I think he's a good young
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
player out there. He can go out there play really hard.
Yeah.
Score some
Reddish. I
buckets.
was hearing. There were rumors of the Lakers trying to get him. Yeah, but I don't know if that's gonna fall through. There's always rumors of the Lakers trying to pick up all these guys, and it falls through most of the time. I mean, the Lakers got Hachimura, which was a good
That was a good one.
addition. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. I like Stephen A with the Donovan Mitchell one always. So that to me that just represents the Knicks all the time. But
Yeah.
they always fall short. But they get some pieces. Just a few pieces might do them. But I guess moving on now to the Brooklyn Nets side of things. They did get the win yesterday versus the Lakers, which was good. Though the Lakers didn't have LeBron or Anthony Davis, which are like the two main pieces. It's just a good win when you can get them without like Kevin Durant and stuff.
Yeah.
No Ben Simmons too. That was good. But yeah, they're winning a few games without Kevin Durant, and it always helps to get those wins.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just like all about how the role players show up. Like with Royce O'Neal's got to show up, spot up. He's a spot up shooter, hit his threes, and he was last night. So yeah, it's the role players. Joe Harris has been hot too. He's a premier shooter. So, Kyrie just needs those role players to show up and some of the big moments, and Kyrie will clean it up in the fourth quarter like he always does. Fourth quarter, Kyrie.
Top scorer, yep.
Yeah, top scorer. He's great in the fourth quarter. Ices games, puts the game on ice most of the time. And he put a dagger in the Lakers last night.
Oh yeah.
The deep corner three. Kyrie.
At the buzzer, right?
Yeah. So yeah, man. Kyrie just needs his role players to show up, and they'll be fine. And when KD comes back, they're gonna be contending. So.
And I thought it was two convincing wins because they lost to Detroit, which was just god awful. And even like I'd say even going back to that Spurs game in San Antonio where like they didn't come out to play. They didn't have any energy whatsoever. I didn't see any gut in them to get the win. But versus the Knicks, versus Lakers, two top teams. It's good. It's good for them. And I think they play in like say Wednesday or Tuesday. I don't know. But they got a tough schedule ahead, I hear, and we'll see how they fit throughout there without KD in like the next 2 weeks or something. And they're saying he'll start in the All-Star game, which would be good for him.
Yeah,
and Kyrie. But I would say the rest of the team they're getting like the timely buckets they need to at the right time. Like you said, Royce O'Neal's like really clutch this season, hitting from all over the place. Really underrated addition, I would say, from Utah.
And he plays great defense as well.
Oh yeah, stealing the ball all over the place. Yeah, he's all over the place. So yeah, now they're in fourth place. I think like 12 games above 500, something like that now. And that just 2 more weeks without KD. I think they can handle it. Being in fourth place, I think it's fine for now. And like I said, they have a tough road, so hopefully they can stand by that and just get through it best that they can. Because they got real potential to go far.
Definitely.
And then I say when they get to the playoffs, I don't think they're there yet with the Bucks and Celtics or teams like that. But hopefully they can show out and with that with the new coach, Jock Vaughn, it's been great. Some words of wisdom for them, and just giving them real energy each night.
Yeah, definitely.
More than I felt like Nash was doing, but
Yeah,
Jock Vaughn's been a spark for them.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it seemed like I don't know. A lot of guys didn't want to play under Nash. They were just getting sick of him, and I don't know. He just wasn't. The Nets threw him out at the right time. They got rid of him at the right time, and they peaked at the right time. Right when they got rid of him, and Vaughn came in, they started showing out, and everybody just seemed like they wanted to play under this guy, and people were just sick of Nash. So it was the right time to throw him out, take out the trash, as they say. So
Yep, and it's shown with the record they've had since, like
yeah,
24-10 or 14 games over 500. It's a true meaning to that coaching change, I believe. But just overall, I guess the two basketball teams, the Knicks and the Nets, I don't think they're at their peak yet, but they definitely have potential to make far runs. So I look forward to that the rest of the season. So yeah, and then just for our last topic today, I guess, moving on to football playoffs. The Eagles are going to play the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, in the next a week from Sunday, and the Eagles to get here, they beat the Giants and they beat the 49ers. And then the Chiefs pulled out a close victory versus the Bengals to get here. What have you seen of the Eagles lately?
What I've seen is, they're not going away from what they've been doing all year, which is just pressuring the quarterback, just getting to the quarterback. They got premier players on that D line. They got Reddick, who can literally just change the game at any point. They got Fletcher Cox, who's a veteran. He's won a Super Bowl already. He's looking for another ring. Brandon Graham's their edge rusher, coming off the edge, making big plays, and he's getting up there in age, and he tore his Achilles last year, and he's having a career season. So it's just the Eagles' pass rush is very scary, and they won both games in dominating fashion. The Giants, I kind of expected that. They just don't. The Giants just can't match up with them. Just on
They
paper.
totally were unmatched.
Yeah.
They versus the Eagles from the start, I would say.
Yeah.
And they didn't really have a chance from there. But and then the Chiefs. Have you seen much from them?
To be honest, yeah, I've seen much from Mahomes. I've seen a lot from Mahomes. He's just like standing on his head. He's just being very heroic in the way he's playing. He's playing on one ankle. A high ankle sprain is no joke. Like, that usually takes a month or more to heal. And this guy was playing off of it, just like off a week's rest. And so this is just pretty impressive. And he played pretty well. He didn't really, he played, I mean, he didn't play out of his mind, but he played well enough for them to win. Against the Bengals. That was a great game against the Bengals. Some questionable calls. There was some controversy there. Yeah, but I've seen a lot from Mahomes. The defense, I don't know how the defense is. Their front is good. They have a great defensive tackle, and Chris Jones. He's a Hall of Famer. But they don't really have much else. They let up a lot of points to a lot of low tier teams this year, and yeah, I don't really think their secondary is all that good. But if their pass rush can get to the Eagles, we'll see. But probably not, because the Eagles, they also have one of the best O lines. They got the best O line in the league,
mostly all around.
Yeah, as well. Their whole line's on the Pro Bowl, so it's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be tough. Yeah. I'm looking forward to the Super Bowl though.
Yeah.
And then with the anticipated halftime show with Rihanna performing seems really interesting. I think it's a pretty good fit. She has some good music and can really put on a show out there.
Yeah, definitely. I'm interested to see who she brings out. Like, that's who I want to see who the guest appearances are, some of the surprise appearances. That'll be pretty interesting. But Yeah, Rihanna's good. I've always liked her music.
Seems like she's been around forever, but she's I would say she's still dominating the music world out there.
Oh yeah, whenever she drops something, everybody's giving their ears. Like everybody's listening. So yeah, Rihanna's impressive. She always has been. Hasn't fallen off one bit. So she still got it.
Cool. So yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up there. I'm just gonna say, let me know what your current thoughts on the topics are and what we talked about today. Where do you think the NBA teams in New York will eventually end up? Playoffs, just future games maybe, and then stars get back and stuff. It will be a lot different. Next week we might be joined by the same guest or different guests throughout the week, so stay tuned for that. And next week we're going to talk about more, or for the first time, I would say, baseball off season with Mets and Yankees, some more basketball, maybe Super Bowl, like the pregame, and yeah, and hope you join us next week. We'll be on the same time at 9:00. So thank you all for joining this morning and for our first episode of the Mosk Podcast. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Yep. Thank you all.
All
right, we good.
Thank you. Yeah.
That went pretty smoothly.
It did.
That was good.
That was
That wasn't bad.
yeah, 16 minutes.
16. There you go.
Yeah, it was good.
You guys are great.
All right. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Seriously, really
Yeah,
smooth.
yeah.
Flowed really nice.
Yeah.
Very impressed.
All right.